All
All right,
right.
what's up?
I'm
Yo,
gonna let Cletus take this one.
literally, okay, yeah. Hey, by the way, before we record, I'm gonna let you take this one. All right, guys, I'm gonna let Cletus take this one. All right, yo, it's Cletus. What's up? For the boys, my boy touched me up. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? All freshy. All right, Jacob, he's got to get a haircut. We're gonna put a poll on Instagram. Should Jacob get a haircut because he's not Ferda? Anyway, welcome back to Twigs and Rigs. We're gonna be going over some World Junior uh stuff because we got some elimination rounds going on. Connor Bedard went off, and so here's my shaggy co-host Jakob.
What's up, everybody? All right, so the quarterfinals are over. The results are in. Moving on is Sweden, Czechia, the US, and Canada. Now, honestly, Cletus, the game everyone's trying to watch is USA versus Canada. Honestly, I really think whoever takes that is probably gonna take it all. But hey,
Yeah.
Czechia does look pretty good. I think they'll beat Sweden tomorrow. I don't know. Canada and USA is honestly such a toss up because if Slovakia is giving Canada that much of a fight, Canada had to beat Slovakia in overtime, and
They had to
USA. I
beat
mean,
Connor Bedard. They had to go full Connor Bedard.
they did. They
Okay.
had to literally be carried by this man. So yeah, here I'll pull up the stats right here so everyone can see. Um, Scroll down here. So yep, as you can see here, Sweden beat Finland 2-3. This was a very interesting game. The projected top 5 overall pick in this upcoming draft, Leo Carlson for Sweden, went absolutely off in this game. He got 2 goals and he was just flying all over the ice in the game. He almost got a hat trick in the last minute. He almost got a hat trick and sealed the deal, but another a guy on this team got a short-handed goal and sent them to the semifinals. It was a
Oh, was that on
beautiful
the
match.
backhand? Was that
No,
the
it was
back,
a
the
no, it
big
was a
guy on the
rolling
backhand?
puck that got shot forehand 5-hole. It was gross.
Oh.
All right, and then Czechia just blew out Switzerland. This is really sad because honestly, I really liked Switzerland. I really liked Switzerland in this tournament. I didn't think they would go far, but I thought they were a very entertaining team. I thought they were just they were an entire team built up of people who were unknown superstars but had unbelievable potential. You just watch these guys skate flying up and down the ice, great fundamentals, great IQ, great talent. They were something to watch, and it's really sad. I mean, Czechia is phenomenal. They play like a team. They're fully talented. They got a good roster. Yuri Kulich, Stanislav, Zuel. Like they got a lot of players that are very underrated and talented, and they worked well together as a team. Switzerland just didn't have the star power to keep up with that. So that's a rough one. Love Switzerland, man. I really think they're underrated, and I really think a lot of their players are going to get drafted decently high
Yeah.
from this tournament.
Yeah, I like Switzerland a lot. I mean, my my stepmother's from Switzerland actually. So I'm often over there. I'm over there, I don't know, every other weekend or so to uh to hang out and stuff with my friends over in Switzerland. So I like Switzerland a lot. I think they play well.
Yep, Cletus's gang in Switzerland, Ferda. And
Okay.
then the USA absolutely pummeled Germany. Oh my gosh. The line of Cooley, Snuggerud, and Cletus's favorite Gauthier is
That's right.
the best in the tournament. There is no debate. This is the best line in the entire tournament. Logan Cooley, I'm saying it now so that way it gets put on the internet and it's shown as proof when it happens. Logan Cooley is going to be the best player in his draft class. I do not care what people say. Yeah, Shane Wright's there. Yeah, but that guy's got an ego like Phil or like a Zadina. So we saw how well that turned out for him.
Yeah.
Came in with all that talent, right?
Okay. Real quick, now that we're talking about it, Slavkovsky, Jacob, do you think he's just going to be another one of those he's just going to be another uh Kokeniemi the Canadians? He's going to leave in a few years.
What I think he's going to be if he's not developed properly is literally identical situation to what Jesse Puljujarvi is going through right now.
Oh,
Jesse
okay.
Puljujarvi came into the league as
Yeah.
a big dominant guy who could skate like the wind, had great hands, and a phenomenal shot, all like Slavkovsky. And look what happened. They didn't develop him right. They didn't give him the tools he needed, and he has gone down the drain pretty bad. But Slavkovsky's definitely got more attention on him because he's the first overall pick. Jesse Puljujarvi had to stay behind. I think it was Line and Matthews. I think he was that year. So,
Is he 2016?
I think so. So if
No,
you
no,
want
no.
to fact check that.
It might have been 2016, but it was later because it
Either
was
way, you can
Matthews
fact check me on that.
and Luke Dubois.
But either way, Jesse Puljujarvi was never put into the spotlight as a guy that they should at least somewhat build around. He was always just kind of thrown into the mix and not really developed well. But Slavkovsky is the first overall pick. He's coming in with a lot of hype. He's definitely going to be one of those guys that they're going to build the team around. So he's going to probably be developed well. I'm hoping it's developed well enough to the point where he does live up to his potential. But even up to his potential, I think Logan Cooley is going to be the focal point of the Arizona Coyotes coming up. And people underestimate the kind of prospects that the Arizona Coyotes have. The Arizona Coyotes have great prospects.
I think it's fair to underestimate them when when you are literally a power. You don't even have your own like arena. You've literally been the franchise that everyone's like, oh, we have a crappy contract. Let me just give you a second round pick and Chris Pronger. Let me give you a second round pick and Pavel Datsyuk. Like, dude, they're like, why do they have a hockey team still low key?
No, I don't blame you. That's very valid. And honestly, from a management end, yeah, they're pretty bad. But when it comes to the actual players that they got in their system, obviously you take a look at their stadium, it holds like 5,000 fans. You look at, like there's so many things that this team on the outside from a management perspective is messing up. But when it comes to the actual players on the ice that are going to be there soon, like Connor Geeky and the guys that they got this year, they got that 6'7" absolute menace in the first round last year, along with Cooley and Connor Geeky. They still have Barrett Hayden to do well. Clayton Keller's still really young. Moser's looking really good. Shane Gostisbehere is still there. Chikrin's probably going to stay. No one's going to pay that much for him. Vejmelka's still really young. They got a very, very talented roster, and people don't really see that.
You have to expect that they're offering Matthews $13 million when he's a free agent. If you do not get Austin Matthews, that is one of the biggest mistakes you'll make as management of the Arizona Coyotes. Like, you literally, if you can pair up literally the best goal scorer in the NHL and then like your prospects in 2 years or so, I mean, that's perfect timing. Your guys are coming into form and you got Matthews. If they don't do it, you can kiss Arizona goodbye. They're going to move to like Quebec or something.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
We need to get back on top.
Yeah, dude, Jake, you're distracting me. Come on, dude.
Yes. But yeah, Logan Cooley, he's the best player in this draft. I think he's going to be better than Shane Wright. I think he's going to be better than Simon Nemec, who should not have been taken. I think, honestly, he would have done so well with the Devils. He would have done so well with the Devils. It would have been unbelievable. But that's neither here. I think Logan Cooley, if he got drafted to the Devils, would have been so good, dude.
Oh, I was about to say
got drafted to the Devils.
He did get drafted by the Devils, like Nemec, and I was like, "What are you doing?"
No. I wish he'd be so good. I had him
He'd
actually in a
great
video.
Trade bait.
Yeah,
because you know what? Well, Cooley, if Cooley's playing really well, but like, dude, you got to think you can't house all these players, man. You got Holtz, you got all these Bulls up front, dude. If you're the Devils and you're looking at bolstering your lineup, you're looking at, hey, I'll give you Cooley for Patrick Kane right now. That's what I would do.
Potentially.
That's what I would do. I'm just saying.
Fair enough. All right, but
all right, let's get back to it.
Canada beat Slovakia in an incredible 4-3 overtime game. Honestly, if you're Canada, you were sitting there absolutely crapping your pants. You were absolutely down in the gutters watching your team almost lose to Slovakia. Simon Nemec single-handedly almost took this team to the semifinals. That was honestly an unbelievable carry job by Simon Nemec and the goaltender for Slovakia. It was impressive. And Bedard had a few chances. I actually made an edit. Everybody go check it out. It's nothing crazy. It took like 30 minutes. It was cool though. Is Connor Bedard getting that overtime winner. I've never seen a kid more confident, more just in his element as such a young guy. And he's not even big. He's a small dude. He's a little guy playing.
He just knows that's the thing with the smaller dudes in the NHL. Like, you just need to know you have great anticipation. You have literally the puck is on a string. Like, you have to be good at that kind of stuff. You can't be small in NHL and not have like a good shot necessarily. Or you know what I mean? Like, all these smaller dudes have good shots. Like, I think when I think of Connor Bedard, I kind of think of like in a way like the confidence that kind of Danny Briere had sometimes. Only the confidence. I'm not saying they're comparable players necessarily, but like Danny, your face sour. No, but like I just like I see the size comparable and then the handness. That's really it. And then some of the confidence when Danny Briere was in his prime. He had like 90 some points on Buffalo, and then he came to Philly and was awesome in the playoffs. But like I see like a comparable like Danny Briere took advantage of like his shots sometimes and his aggressiveness, and like Bedard's obviously on another planet. I'm not trying to compare them completely, but like
Play
they're
style.
yeah, a little bit, not really. Just like their size, their handness, and like they both have a good shot. Bedard's is way better, but like um they're just both. What I'm trying to say is both of them are able to utilize what they're good at. You know, like you have to, and Bedard does that so well. Like his stick handling in that overtime winner was, I mean, it was kind of simple. You know what I mean? He didn't like toe drag anybody. He went left to right, but it's like he just had the awareness. Like he has the offensive awareness of like a tenured NHL player, which is nuts. I mean, whoever is going to get him is just their franchise is going to be turned around. So that's why I pray the Flyers get him, and the Chicago Blackhawks can kick rocks, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
I
dude, you're
like that.
distracting. Come on, let's
So
keep up.
let's do some predictions. So obviously Latvia and Austria. I mean, we could just get that out of the way. I'm pretty sure that's just the battle of the mid. I'm gonna take Latvia. Let's just take Latvia. I think Latvia could win. They don't have a bad team. Certainly better than Austria, who took like forever to score. I don't even know if they've scored the tournament yet.
They
Um,
did, they did. It was like it took them like a few games though.
yeah, it took them like 5 games. All right. So Sweden versus Czechia. I think Czechia is going to win because they play as a team. They play as a team with a lot of talent. You see these big teams like Canada and the US who have just star power, star-studded power up and down the lineup. They don't want to pass to each other. They all want to make a name for themselves. They all want to prove why they're there. They all want to show everybody how good they are. They have such big egos, and that gets in the way of the game. Czechia is a team full of talented players. They have Juracek, who got drafted this year. They have Edward Shala, who honestly is a top 5 draft pick potentially in this upcoming
Do they
draft.
have Kemmel?
No, that's Finland. They have
Oh,
Yuri Kulich, who I talked about as being an unbelievable two-way center for the Buffalo Sabres. He's so unbelievably underrated, and he worked on his offense, and he looks absolutely spectacular. They have Yaroslav Shelmer, Schmeller, who's pretty good. Marshall, he played really good in this tournament. I think he's very underrated. He really popped off last game. The guy is huge. He's 6'4". Like this, he's a big boy, and he's been pretty good. I think he's a really underrated player. Um, who else? They also have their captain Stanislav Suvol, who is declaring for the draft. He's really good as well. They're a very well led team, and I think that honestly, like they have the edge over Sweden. Now Sweden has a lot of talent. Sweden does have a lot of talent. They have Elias Pettersson. They have Axel Sandin Pelika, who is also declaring for the draft. He should be a first round pick. Cal Odelius, who's already been drafted. Adam Engstrom, he's pretty good. Ludwig Johnson or Jansen, who and Fabian Wagner and Fabian Lysell. So honestly, this up and down the lineup, Osland, Beested, Rawson has been really good. Liam Ogren's incredible. Carlson's declaring for the draft. Lakari Maki got drafted really high. He's really good. Simone Robertson. In net, Carl Limbaum, who's been fantastic. They have a great team, and I wouldn't be
yeah,
surprised if they beat Czechia, but I think Czechia is way more when it comes to being a team and fundamentally understanding how to win the game and being able to develop against their opponent. They have incredible two-way play. Their
yeah,
two-way play, they're known for developing some of the best two-way players in this tournament so far. You look at the guys, Yuri Kulich is going to be one of the best two-way centers in the league in his prime. Simo or no, not or David Juracek is going to be a great two-way defenseman. Edward Shala is already like a small Cale Makar, Jamie Drysdale type skater with fantastic IQ and handles. Sovil is an amazing two-way player. They have been known to be able to play defense and offense incredibly. Sweden is known for their offensive defensemen,
Mhm.
offensemen, and very aggressive goaltending. So they really only have one way to win this game, and that's to just go all out on offense. But they have to be very careful on defense
Yeah.
because Czechia is okay with playing back and playing defensive, but they're also okay with pushing the game. They can do anything they want to win, and that's what's going to be the downfall for Sweden.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's about whoever capitalizes on their chances. When Sweden capitalizes on their chances, they are high powered. You know what I mean? They're high powered offense because, like you said, they don't really have defensive defensemen. Like all their guys are like offensive defensemen. Like you just think about that lineup go up and down. Um,
Hmm.
that's what they're known for. That's their play style. They're very aggressive. So it's about getting back on defense for them. And I think you're right. Like I think Czech Republic is going to win. I think it's a safer bet. I think Sweden is not a bad bet to place though, if we're thinking about it, because if they're going to be hitting on all their cylinders, dude, it's it can get out of reach. I think they're just so much more aggressive. Saying and the Czech Republic, I think it's like a slow way of dying with them because they're like you said, they play as a team. They're a solid team. They know they have good chemistry. They move the puck well. So I think it's a slow death if you're down to them in this kind of circumstance, an elimination.
Definitely, definitely, and that's the thing. Like if Sweden, and now this is going to sound redundant, but if Sweden doesn't outscore them, they cannot win this game because they're not going to be
Oh,
able to
really?
defend. Yeah,
Oh, I thought it was
exactly,
whoever
right?
has less score.
So,
Oh,
right, but
thanks, Jacob.
they have nothing but offense. They don't really have a whole lot of defense to lean on to be like, okay, let's go out there and go absolutely ham, go get two goals in the first period and just hold it and hold it and hold it, like
Mhm.
the U.S. did against Canada a few years ago in the championship when they won. They just literally got a little bit of a lead and held it, dumped the puck in, chased, grinded down low. They do not have that. They if they can't outscore them all game and just stay on them in the offensive zone and create dangerous chances to keep Czechia on their heels, there is no way they can beat them. There's no way. That's the only thing they have.
Yeah,
And if they don't do that, they're not going to win.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So next up, the game everyone's been waiting to hear about: USA versus Canada. Wow. This one is going to be an interesting battle here, honestly. So, Connor Bedard, the Bedard show, that has been the story
Yeah.
following the entire tournament. The guy has gone off. He's set records. He is going to be a superstar in the NHL, and everybody knows it. It's going to be exciting, but he has to run into Logan Cooley, Jimmy Snuggert, and Cutter Gucci all on the same line to get into the finals. Now, honestly, he's gonna have to run into that line. They've also got really good players like Ryan Ufko over here. He's been pretty good. Let's
Mhm.
see who else they got. Red Savage. He's on their third line and he's up here this high. Tyler Boucher, my boy, good looking. Then Luke Hughes, who's been really good. So honestly, they haven't had a ridiculous amount of scoring. As you can see, there's still a lot of players that are incredible that haven't gotten up here yet. Like Gavin Brindley's not up there. Who else isn't up there? I guess we could throw a few defensemen in there. Jack Pert's not up there. Um, who am I missing? They have some really good players. Hold on, I'll pull it up. But I don't know why I'm just out of nowhere
I think
completely blanking.
the U.S. is going to take it. I just think that Canada relies on Bedard too much.
Yeah. Oh, wait, hold on. Rucker McGroarty, he's an incredible Winnipeg Jets prospect, University of Michigan powerhouse. So is Gavin Brindley. Blake Jackson, he's pretty good. Chaz Lucius, fantastic name, but he has been going off. He's been very solid for them. Lane Hudson. Now, let me tell you, Lane Hudson, he's a small guy. He's only 5'9", but I'm telling you right now, anybody listening to this, take my word for it right now, Canadians fans, this kid is going to be the future of offense. Now, the way the game is playing nowadays, it's not just go out there and beat the hell out of people. It's a speed game. It is a skill game. This kid, Lane Hudson, has the best edges you will see from a defenseman besides Kale McCarr or um, Jamie Drysdale. That's literally it. Those are the only two guys I can think of that will have better edge work when it comes to offense than Lane Hudson. The only issue is on the forecheck, Lane Hudson's going to get destroyed when someone dumps the puck and just absolutely rails him. But if he gets muscle on his bone, I'm telling you, this kid is going to be unbelievable. Who else I got here? We got Casey Middlestad's brother. He's been doing pretty good. Dylan Duke's been solid. Kenny Connors, he's been pretty good. Ryan Chesley. So they have really solid players on the U.S. And honestly, they've been playing like a team. These guys haven't all been like crazy high prospects. So there's not a lot of ego. There's always ego, especially with American players. But it hasn't been crazy. And Logan Cooley, Snuggerud, and Cutter Gauthier playing well together is really, really, really perfect. That's exactly what you want. These are your best players. This is who you want, or this is your best chemistry line. This is who you want to be playing. These guys played together on Team USA, U.S. National Development Program. They're playing well now. It's going to be huge for them.
Yeah.
One name I want to look at here is Logan Stankoven. Now, this is this is such an interesting story. People don't really cover it a lot. Logan Stankoven is a second round pick and a low second round pick at that, which is unbelievable. So first off, get on to Team Canada at all as a second round pick at all is unbelievable. Like you should know, Solomon. Like to be a second round pick to be on Canada, that's you
Yeah,
have to be showing
it's
something.
usually guys with tenure who didn't make it or something from the year before who have made it, and then first round picks, basically.
Right, dude.
That's
It's
basically what it is when it comes to Canada, especially, and maybe the US. Other teams, because that's where most of the first round picks guys come. That's where a lot of talent is. The majority of the talent. There's talent everywhere, but for Canada and US, especially US, I mean Canada, like it's usually first round picks. It's usually the guys who are expected to carry franchises or something. So as a second round pick, that's very impressive, and to also be fourth overall in points in the World Juniors is pretty crazy too.
and he's 5'8".
Mm,
He's Connor
like
Bedard's height.
no, he's actually taller than you because you're like what 5'3", something like that. So that's pretty
Yeah. Let's
crazy.
calm it down. Bedard's 5'10". He's smaller than Bedard
Wow,
by 2 inches. Like
they're both
that's
still way bigger than. Wow, that's crazy.
dude, it's wild. So honestly, Logan Stankoven has been incredible, and I think the Dallas Stars have a great prospect pool. It is scary how good their depth when it comes to prospects is. But
They're gonna need it, man. Once they get rid of the highest paid player in the NHL here.
yeah, dude.
For what? It's never mind. Talk
Wait,
about that.
what?
Is Sagan makes the most amount of money, right?
No.
Per year. Not salary, but when it comes to overall just yearly, whatever.
I don't think so. I don't really know that much about that. But look, Shane Wright all the way down here, barely averaging a point per game. I don't think this kid is that good. That's just me. I think he's got a huge ego problem. I think Philip Zadina, very comparable player when it comes to ego, a great talent who's just lets the power go to his head,
Yeah,
and
I
it
agree.
affects his play style. So
I
Connor
agree.
Bedard is a very humble kid. He's coming in here absolutely wiping the league. Doesn't say much. Comes in, does his job, gets out with 21 points in 5 games. That's unbelievable. Um, he's a
Over
spectacle.
4 points per game, dude.
Right, exactly. Like that's ridiculous. And look, Team USA. I mean, these guys are on his line. Stankoven and Gunther. Gunther's been absolutely mooching off the power play. I ain't even gonna lie. He's been mooching off the power play. Um, look, Canada is star-studded. All right, Canada is just unbelievably star-studded. Let me see if by face can recognize who was a first-round pick, like high first-round pick. Um, Zellweger was a first from uh, the Ducks. Tyson Hines is pretty good. Brand Clark, LA Kings. He's phenomenal. I think he's going to work really well with Bjorn Flatt. Owen Beck, highly rated prospect. Brennan Ottman. Logan Stankoven was like an exception, but Reed Schaefer. He was a first round pick from the Edmonton Oilers last year. Dylan Gunther, Arizona Coyotes. Hey, that works well with Logan Cooley. I think they'll
Yeah.
work really well together. Shane Wright, Seattle Kraken, Connor Bedard, going to be a high pick. Adam Fantilli going to be a really high pick. Nathan Gauthier, first round pick last year. Kevin Korchinski, Blackhawks first round pick last year. Like there's so many mouths to feed that I think
Yeah.
it gets really log jammed when it comes to who's going to take it up, who's
I
going to
agree.
make the play. And I think in a very important game like this, you have very immature children. These guys are children. Like obviously we're kids too, and some of these guys are probably older than me.
Yeah,
But
I'm literally 3 years older than some of these kids.
right, bro. Like some of these kids, these are children, right? And like these guys are all want to show. They all want to show off. They're in Canada. They all want to show off in front of you know their friends, their family, all the birds in the stand that they're trying to impress, all
I
the
can't I
ladies,
can't do it.
all
All
the
the
ladies that they're
shorties.
trying to impress.
All
So
the shorties.
all the shawties. So basically, they're really just trying to um, they're really just trying to put on a show. That's
Yeah.
really what they're trying to do, and they think it. And I was watching Shaq actually the docu series. I don't know if you've seen it yet. The Shaq docu series on HBO Max. He brought up a very good point. You go into a tournament with such incredible talent because it was him and Kobe, right? The two best players in the league, right? And they had great pieces around them. You can't just go into a tournament thinking, okay, they're just going to hand it to us because we're so good. No, you got to earn it. You have to earn it. You can't just walk into a tournament and just expect because I have all this talent that they're just gonna give it to us. No, that's not how that works. You have to earn it. You have to play as a team and you have to collectively beat people. And honestly, the fact that they almost lost to Slovakia shows their passing rating was really low. They weren't really moving the puck. They were all trying to be the hero for Canada, and
There's
you're
only
not
one
Connor
hero for
Bedard.
Canada,
So
and
stop.
that's Connor Bedard, dude.
Exactly. You're not Connor
You know
Bedard.
it.
So stop. Right.
Yeah, get rid of the puck.
Right, exactly. Like just dish it off, like stop. But yeah, so it's it's really gonna come down to which team is gonna pass the puck better. That's literally all it's gonna come down to. Which team can pass the puck better? Because these are both
Yep.
very similar teams. Um, obviously Canada has the star power when it comes to, name wise or draft pick wise or prospect wise. But when it comes to actually on paper, the two most talented teams in the tournament, it's USA and Canada, and they
Yep.
both know it. And the only way that either of these teams are going to win is it's just going to determine who's passing the puck better because both of these teams, like I said, have incredible star power. So you're not going to be able to run through Canada unless you're Connor, or you're not going to be able to run through the U.S. like one man show, just dangle everybody unless you're Connor Bedard. That's it.
Right.
Nobody else can just weave through the entire USA team. It's not going to happen. You're not getting by Lane Hudson. You're not getting by Pert. You're not getting by Luke Hughes. You're not getting by Ufko. You're not getting by all these
Your
guys. You're not
mom.
getting by any of these guys. Exactly, my mom. Like you're not getting by anybody, right? You have to pass the puck. And obviously on the Canadian end, you're not getting by Alan Nolan, you're not getting by Zellweger, Hines, Brad, um, like Del Mastro, Korchinski, especially Mathieu. You're not getting by any of these guys just by running through them. It's not going to happen. So you need to, whoever passes the puck better is going to be the winner of this game. But I don't know who my prediction is for this one. Who do you got?
USA.
My heart
Cutter,
tells me USA.
Cutter Gauthier. Overtime winner. There's no water in there. You're not cool.
My heart tells me USA. But
my mind is telling me Slovakia.
yeah.
Yeah, that's how I'm thinking too. No,
That's
I
what I'm
think
thinking.
I don't know. I just think Canada relies way too much on Bedard.
That's what you think until you look at the lineup. They have the talent at any point
They
to
do,
pop
but
off.
it's like
Brennan Ottman
I
is starting to play really well, which is kind of scary.
don't know. I think USA might take it.
I hope they do.
I hope they
And
do.
honestly, whoever wins that game, they're gonna have a hard fight against Czechia, but I think they'll beat them, whichever team it is.
Yeah.
I think. Damn, I gotta make a prediction right now. I'm gonna go with
So let's do it today. How about that?
what?
The prediction.
Yeah, so let's do it sometime this year. Okay. I'm gonna take Canada.
Lame. Treason.
I
That's treason.
know.
That's
I
treason.
know. Okay. My pick who I want to win is going to be the US, obviously. But I think Canada might pull
That's
this one
fair.
out.
Honestly, I'm kind of in the middle, but I'm leaning more towards I actually do think USA will win.
It is only because of this guy. This is literally it.
Mm-hmm.
This is the only reason I am going against the
That is the
US.
magic conch.
If they did not have this Regina Patriot,
Oh wow, I didn't know where you
they
were going with
would
that
not
first part.
they would not stand a chance against. Okay, no, that's a lie. But they would not comfortably beat USA.
They would have lost the previous game.
Yeah, they would have actually. Literally, they would have. So
Dude, he
yeah.
has 21 points in 5 games. Like that's ridiculous. Like he's not like they would have been out.
Hmm.
He definitely would have been out.
Yeah. Um. So yeah, I'm gonna.
You already made your pick.
I already made my pick. I'm taking Canada, and I think Canada is going to come with vengeance to take on Czechia because Czechia is the reason Canada is in that 2A spot instead of the 1A spot is because Czechia beat them in the first game of the tournament. And the US is going to come out and absolutely just have a field day on them in their home rink. It's going to be loud, it's going to be aggressive. They are going to take charge of Czechia and it has nothing to do with Czechia. Czechia would dominate most teams on most games, including Canada in the game that they beat them in. But Canada is not losing twice. Canada is not losing twice to Czechia. That is not happening. Um, no way. They're not beating Canada again. Now the U.S. I hate to say it, but the U.S. has such an ego, as you know. Like American-born players, even myself, we're cocky. We're so cocky. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
We get an inch, we take a mile. It's ridiculous. So honestly, I think it would get ahead of us. And Czechia is such a well-disciplined, well-oiled machine that they would stay on track and they would. I think Czechia might. I don't know if USA gets through. I think USA could win, but it's going to be unbelievably close, maybe even overtime to beat Czechia. Um, but Canada's just gonna run through them. I don't think it'll be a match if Czechia plays Canada, but Czechia plays US, different thing. But I
Yeah.
think this is the game everybody wants to see. USA versus Canada. Uh, so tomorrow, hop on the TikTok live stream. I will be streaming there. Hopefully, joined by Sally This here.
Yeah, man.
I think the game is. Let me check the exact timing. I think the game is at 7. The game is at 6:30. It says here 6:30. So everybody join us at around 6:15. I'll probably do some, before stuff and talk a little bit. I'll probably post a video so it boosts a little bit. But yeah. Thank you everyone so much for listening to the predictions. You can come in and chirp me if these predictions are wrong. I'll post them tomorrow early before the games. And yeah, if I'm wrong, feel free to absolutely chirp me. I deserve it. And so
Mhm.
does Sally Fist. Mostly Sally Fist, though.
Nah.
So, yeah. So I'm going to let Sally Fist, Cletus Daniel Solomon take us in the
My bad.
outro here. Go for it.
Boys, thank you for joining Twigs and Rigs. Again, I will put a pull up with Jacob's picture for a haircut. And join us tomorrow.